Hi everyone, my name is Columba and I'm the Business Development Manager for AmaWaterways, working with travel agents in New York and New Jersey. And I'm happy to be here today on behalf of Melissa Cohn of Cruises Inc. She's been in the business for a long time and knows a lot about AmaWaterways, and she asked me to come and talk to you a little bit about who we are, where we go, and what makes us different from the other river cruise companies out there. So let's get started. Who we are. We're a small family-based company that's in Calabasas, California. We started the company in 2018, and I'm sorry, 2002. We just celebrated our 18th anniversary. Here in this photo on the left, you see Rudy Schreiner, the original founder of the company, with his wife, Christine Karst. And on the right is Gary Murphy, whose dad was one of the original founders. His name was Jimmy Murphy. So as I said, they've been around for 18 years now. And, you know, we're not the biggest river cruise company out there, so you may not have ever heard of AmaWaterways because we don't do a lot of direct mail. We don't do a lot of advertising. What we rely on are past guests that come back from a fabulous experience and tell their friends and family all about us. And we rely on travel professionals like Melissa to tell you what the differences are. Because just like with big ship cruising, why do some people choose Carnival, some choose Royal Caribbean, some choose Celebrity? There are differences in the products. Well, the same holds true for river cruise companies. Now, Rudy and Christine worked for our competitors for years, and when they formed AmaWaterways, they wanted to make something different, something that would be a little bit unique to the other companies out there. So that's what we're really going to talk about today. So when we talk about big ship cruising versus river cruising, we like to say that oceans take you to countries where rivers take you through them. Here you see a beautiful shot of one of our ships sailing the beautiful rivers of Europe. So we think the trends going forward, because we know you're all on lockdown, everybody pandemic, you know, nobody's traveling right now, but we think that people will be looking for a more smaller, intimate experience going forward, and maybe not have those big mega ship experiences where they're spending days on end at sea with looking at nothing. Here you will see land at all times. You're going to traverse the beautiful rivers of Europe. You're going to be in these landlocked countries that the only other way you get to see them would be on a motor coach tour or possibly driving yourself. But if you're on this call, you're interested in cruising and you already know the benefits of cruising. So with river cruising, you're in a port every single day, sometimes 2 ports in one day. So you're really getting to enjoy the outdoors, enjoy the countryside. And if, God forbid, something did happen, you have easy access. You can get to an airport, you can get to a hospital, a medical facility, whatever it takes. That's the beauty of being on a river cruise. That's what's always been the beauty. But going forward, after what we've all been through, we think people will be looking more forward to things like this in the future. So when I said we're a small company, well, really not that small. We actually have a total of 22 ships sailing right now, with 3 brand new ships coming online next year. So when we talk about the quality of our ships and we say that, you know, we do it better, well, as I said, we may not be a household name to you, but Berlitz came out with a river cruise guide, and they reviewed over 300 ships in Europe, and the top 10 ships were AmaWaterways ships. So it's a little feather in our cap that I always like to tout, because again, we may not be a name that's familiar to you. And when I say that we're a small company, I don't want that to alarm you in any way. Rudy Schreiner likes to say that all his ships are paid for in cash. He gets to sleep well every night, because we're a debt-free company. So rest assured that, you know, we are going to be here for the long run. So where do we go? Well, basically all the river cruise companies go to the same places. There's only so many rivers we can traverse. We even have some exotic destinations. We go to Vietnam and Cambodia. We've got Africa, the Chobe River, and next year we're going to be sailing on the Nile River in Egypt. So those are our exotic destinations. This presentation is geared more towards Europe, but if you're interested in the exotics, just let Melissa know. We can do another one of these calls focusing on those exotic destinations, or we can set up a Zoom call and discuss them personally if you'd like as well. But what we're going to talk about today is our rivers in Europe. So we do all the typical rivers in Europe: the Danube, the Rhine, the Rhone, the Seine. We have 2 ships here in Portugal, the Douro River. We do mostly 7-night cruises, but we do offer some 14-night cruises. And we always offer a pre-land extension, because we always feel that people don't want to go all the way to Europe just for a 7-night cruise. But what's nice about our pre-extensions is that not only do they include breakfast daily, a welcome cocktail party, and some sightseeing, they also include the services of the cruise manager. With AmaWaterways, the cruise manager will be at that hotel in Prague for your pre-cruise extension. They'll be in Amsterdam for the pre-cruise extension. Wherever you are, they're there with you. So it really makes for a seamless experience to really make you feel comfortable, not be wary. They're there to act as a concierge, to give you advice, suggestions. Every other company has a representative at the hotel. but that's the difference. You're going to have the cruise manager's phone number, their room number. Anything goes awry, you'll be able to reach them with ease. So all these beautiful landlocked countries that we go to, and we're going to get into a little bit more. So what makes us different than the other companies that are out there? Well, as I mentioned, besides big ships, what's the difference? Not only the size, it's about the inclusiveness. You know, big ships, they love to lure you with a great price to get on the ship, but once you're on the ship, you could spend as much money on board as you did to get on the ship, right? Well, the nice thing about AmaWaterways is that most everything is included. Actually, it's easier for me to tell you what's not included. So we don't include gratuities because we feel that that should be at the discretion of the guest. We'll give you guidelines, of course. And we don't include all alcohol all day. We do have beer, wine, and soda with lunch and dinner. We have a complimentary 1-hour cocktail party every night before dinner. And of course, things of a personal nature are not included. Say, for example, the spa, if you're going to get a spa treatment, or if you're going to get your hair done. And of course, the gift shop. But everything else is included. So if this presentation intrigues you a little bit and you talk to Melissa about the pricing, we don't want you to think like, oh, that's a little expensive. It is a little expensive because everything is already included. So it's one price, covers pretty much everything. The most important thing to realize is that all of the excursions that you see listed on the day-by-day itinerary are included. And you'll have a choice of 3 to 4 excursions per port of call. So it really makes for a wonderful experience. Will you have time to do all of them? Absolutely not, but it's about having the choices. Other river cruise companies will offer a city tour. You say, oh, okay, but I want to do this. They'll say, oh, yeah, you can do that, but there'll be an extra charge. That's not the way it goes with AmaWaterways. You're going to get up close and personal to the ports of call. That's one of the beauties of being on a river cruise. You're going to be docked in the heart of a city. So if you're doing, say, the Danube cruise, you'll have an overnight in Budapest. If you're going to do the Rhine cruise, you'll have an overnight in Amsterdam. The Paris Normandy, an overnight in Paris. So all of these wonderful things that you'll be able to step off the ship after lunch and go for a walk. You'll be able to go get a cup of coffee somewhere, have a drink at a local pub. So it really makes for a wonderful experience to see where people really live, how they live, where they shop, where they dine. It's not like a big ship where you're out in the outskirts of the countryside and you can't get to the town. You're right in the heart of the city. The other thing about river cruising is you're in major cities as well as little, small, unknown towns, which really turn out to be quite a highlight for most people because they're places you've never heard of. They say, wow, but this is so charming and so quaint, and people really love the experience. When you're sailing on a river cruise, the most important thing, like I mentioned, was the size. We carry an average of 156 guests. That's it. That's like a lifeboat on the big ships. So it's small, it's intimate, you get to know your fellow guests, your fellow passengers. The food is fabulous because it's all locally sourced food. It's not like the big ships where you have pallets of food being delivered on Saturday in Miami or in Bayonne. Here, the food is brought on daily. It's fresh. It's not frozen, never frozen, and it's just wonderfully prepared. As well as, like I said, it's the flavor of the destination. So you're going to get your Hungarian goulash. You're going to get your soccer torte. If you do one of the France itineraries, oh, you're going to get the wonderful cheeses. You're going to get the escargot, mussels, all the great shellfish that you'll find in France. So a really wonderful experience to be on board the ship. Of course, the staff does a wonderful job to welcome you aboard and make you feel like you're part of the family. That's the main thing about AMA. AMA means love, and we want you to feel the love from all of the crew members on board. Now, taking a look at some of the staterooms, there's no such thing as an inside stateroom on a river cruise. So this is the minimum category. As you can see, there's windows here. There's a TV, which is also an Apple computer. So we include Wi-Fi on board our ships, as do all river cruise companies, but the difference with AMA is that you have it in the privacy of your own stateroom. We have movies on demand that are complimentary, bottled water replenished daily complimentary. There's a safe deposit box, a mini refrigerator, all the comforts of home. Bathrobe and slippers will be waiting for you no matter what category stateroom you book, so really make you feel comfortable. The next step up would be our French balcony stateroom. So here you see a beautiful wall of glass. You can't actually step out, there's a railing there, but people just like the feeling of having the view and the light coming into their stateroom. The next step up would be our innovative design that Rudy came up that offered with a twin balcony. So you have a step out balcony here on the left and a French balcony on the right. So again, a beautiful wall of glass, quite spacious. And we also have ships that feature triples, quads, and connecting staterooms. In 2016, we formed a partnership with Adventures by Disney, so we've been accepting families on board our ships. So it's not like where you're going to see, you know, lots of kids running amok on the ship, not at all. But in the summer months, during the Christmas markets, you might get a few families on board, and we really welcome them and make them feel like part of the family. So it's a nice experience. That's another thing that we think going forward, multi-generational groups will want to experience things together. We've all been shut away, locked away from each other, and people can't wait to reconnect. So we actually have staterooms with triples, quads, and as you see here, a connecting stateroom. So for families, it works out perfectly. Of course, all of our ships have a wonderful showroom, the Panoramic Lounge, which is at the very front of the ship. You'll come here for your embarkation, debarkation talk, your evening entertainment. Just come up and have a cup of coffee. We have a fantastic coffee machine that's available 24/7. Just press a button, cappuccino, espresso, macchiato. Grab a sofa, grab a book, just relax and watch the scenery. Of course, when you're sailing through the beautiful rivers of Europe, the Wachau Valley, the Rhine River Gorge, up top is where you want to be. But if the weather's not perfect, this is the next best place because it's right at the front. It's all glass enclosed, and there's actually 2 doors at the front where you could step out to take unobstructed photos as well. After going to the lounge and your cocktail party for dinner, you'll then, for your cocktail party, then you'll go down for dinner right here in the main dining room. We have a beautiful main dining room that will accommodate all guests in one seating. There's always cloth tablecloths, always cloth napkins, never to make you feel like you're in a cafeteria. The menu here changes every single day. It's open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We work with an open seating policy, which means you can just come join whoever you'd like to sit with. If you like a table for 2, that would be available as well. What we also have on our ships is a specialty restaurant, which is totally complimentary. So unlike the big ships that charge extra for these specialty restaurants, ours is included. It's called the Chef's Table Restaurant. So here, the menu stays the same all week long. It's a wonderful multi-course tasting menu. So you don't get to pick and choose, but what you don't see in the photos is the glass enclosed kitchen. You'll see the chef preparing the meals. As you can see, lots of glasses, lots of silverware. So again, multi-course. Truly delicious. People usually come just one time because, again, the menu doesn't change, but it's a really nice experience, a little bit more intimate atmosphere. It only accommodates 24 to 28 guests, depending on the ship that you're in. But again, complimentary. And after dinner, you go up back to the main lounge for your evening entertainment. Now, it's all locally sourced entertainment. So to give you the flavor of the destination. So if you're looking for Las Vegas, if you're looking for Broadway, that's not happening. You might get a string quartet. It might be a dance troupe. It could be a glass blowing demonstration. It could be a number of different things. But again, it's about the destination. There's always a piano player before dinner. He'll come on after the shows as well, and he'll be there till the last guest leaves in the evening. Now, these are the features on board that really set us apart from our competitors, because there are not very many competitors that have a pool on the top deck. So our smaller ships feature a jacuzzi. Our larger ships feature a pool, as you see here, and it is a heated pool, so even in the winter months, people enjoy it. All of our ships have a masseuse. They all have a hairdresser. They all have gyms on board, so if you like to maintain your routine while you're on vacation, you can do that. And new in 2018 or 19, we introduced wellness coaches on board. So they're there to get you up in the morning, do a little core strengthening, resistance band training classes. They'll have maps of places where you can go for a morning run or an afternoon run, a jog, whatever you want to do, they're there to assist. They'll do lectures on food, on, just dietary requirements and that kind of thing. So they're there to really enhance the overall experience. I want you to get out of your head that river cruising is like an old fuddy-duddy kind of vacation. Because of our family staterooms, because of our wellness coaches, we're getting people that want to be more active. It's not really an age thing. It's about being active. It's about being social. And we really cover all of those bases on AmaWaterways. And when we talked about the excursions before, I want you to also stop thinking of river cruising as seeing just churches, town square, and city hall. It's not like that at all. Of course, we do offer those excursions, but we have bike tours and hiking tours pretty much in every one of the places that we visit as well. So you sign up for those when you're on board. The bike tours, we have the bikes right on the ship to make it easily accessible, and they are guided tours. So you'll have a guide at the front, a guide at the back. It's by no means a race. It's really just a different way to see the countryside. So if you're tired of seeing the town square and churches and all that one day, another day, do one of these, something off the beaten path. We also offer culinary tours. We might do wine tastings, lots of different varieties of excursions that are all included. We do have some great offers that are in place for 2021, because as we said, we know you're not going anywhere this year, but we have some free air promotions that are in place, but you have to book by December 31st. It's not every ship and not every date, but it's a list of dates that are very extensive. You can call Melissa, she can go over them with you. The one thing I want to stress about AmaWaterways is that we only require a $400 per person deposit to hold your reservation. So if you're looking at something for September of 2021, you can just put your deposit down now. Your final payment is not due until June. So just let it sit there. Don't worry about it. And you can take advantage of some of these great offers like free air or free companion air on other dates. And we also have the opportunity to upgrade to business class on certain itineraries as well. Other offer that we have for solo travelers, if any of you are listening today on our solo travelers, most cruise lines will charge 200% to occupy a stateroom all alone. But with AMA, we've got a 25% single supplement that's usually offered just in our minimum category staterooms. Well, for certain dates in 2021, we're offering that in our balcony staterooms as well. So again, it's got to be booked by December 31st, but just book it, let it sit, and don't worry, because things will be back, we promise. Another thing that we're offering is, again, a trend that we think that's going to be happening going forward. People will want to travel maybe less often, but stay longer. So I mentioned that we do 7 and 14-night cruises, but most of our itineraries are 7. So we've had the opportunity here where you can string a few cruises together, fly to Europe once and just stay, spend as much time as you can. So we'll offer you a 10% discount on any subsequent cruise you book after that first one, if they're all strung together. So just combined with all of our other offers that are in place, you can get a 10% discount on the second cruise. Bookings for this must be made by March 31st. Maybe you're already booked and Melissa has you booked. Call her about adding a second cruise and you'll get a 10% discount on that second cruise. Another offer that we have is we've got 3 specific itineraries where we're offering complimentary land extension. So we have the Taste of Bordeaux cruise offers a 4-night Basque Country extension that will be complimentary. 4 nights in Transylvania if you book our Gems of Southeast Europe. 3 nights in Lake Como if you book our Rhine Castles and Swiss Alps. Again, not every departure date, but it's specific dates, over 140 sailings in 2021 and 2022. This must be booked by January 15th of 2021. So get your deposit in, let it sit, and have something on your calendar to look forward to. That's how I feel. I went nowhere this year and I really miss traveling and I need something to look forward to. And another program that we have in place is we now have a referral program. So if you're listening right now and you're interested in one of these itineraries and you make a booking, then you talk to some friends that might be interested in going, we'll let you earn an extra $100 discount, as well as your friends get an extra $100 discount because you referred them. So we've got a great referral program in place. Talk to Melissa about that. That's for new bookings made now through March 31st. And because Melissa is part of Travel Leaders Network, there's also some dates where she can offer you an additional savings of $300 onboard credit. So the $300 onboard credit could be used towards your extra drinks that you drink on board, your gratuities, spa treatment, anything that's extra on board the ship. So what I'm trying to say is we've got lots of different offers. They're all combinable. So if you're flexible, that's really the key phrase, to be as flexible as possible to get the best deal ever on an AmaWaterways cruise. And we're even open for sailings, as I said, for 2022. So if you book a balcony stateroom before December 31st of this year, you'll get a 5% savings. So it's available because, you know, we didn't travel this year. We're going to have a lot of pent-up demand. A lot of people that were booked this year moved their booking to 2021 or 2022. So we think once the green light goes on, our ships are going to fill very, very quickly. They're small. Remember, only 156 guests on average. So that's like 73 staterooms. That's it. So AMA means love. We would love to have you aboard one of our ships and welcome you aboard. So if you're interested, call Melissa Cohen at 278-4738, and her email is mcohn@cruisesinc.com. I want to thank you, Melissa, for having me today. And again, we hope to all see you soon on an AmaWaterways cruise. Thanks so much for joining me. Take care.